You ready, Bohan? Yeah, okay.
63% of households in the U.S. have at least one person who plays video games, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Video games have become a vital part of people. Although video games are frequently seen as harmful and addictive, and excessive use of video games can be harmful, but video games can actually be beneficial to children. A study from 2015 included two groups of people who both watched a movie, including disturbing scenes of death and injury. One group played 12 minutes of a video game called Tetris, while the other group did not have this luxury. The people who had played this game had less disturbing memories than the group that had not played video games. Video games shift the attention of the player from the movie to the game, resulting in less disturbing memories. Being able to soothe these moments can be helpful to students in a lot of situations, from recovering after a sad event to falling asleep after a scary movie. A study from 2014 by the National Academy of Sciences conducted by Vikrant Bajanki and colleagues confirmed that 3D shooter games do have a positive effects on the player's perception and attention. When someone doesn't have a good perception, they may perceive something differently from what it really is. Therefore, perception is important for children to make the right choices during a test or while playing sports. Attention is also important for students, as focusing can make a big difference on someone in school even after graduation. These are both important later on in life. Many parents say that their children are addicted to video games, but the results of a study from 2017 showed that only 1% of players are actually addicted to video games. This was because the children who are quote unquote addicted unquote aren't actually affected as negatively compared to the people who are actually addicted. These reasons show that video games may not be as bad as they are said to be, and can actually be beneficial. Having the choice to play 30 minutes a day would be good for anyone, as this can have many positive effects on them. 30 minutes won't take a lot of time out of a child's day, and they won't be affected as much by the negative effects. Although parents may think that children shouldn't play video games, it is important for children to have the freedom of having 30 minutes of video games a day.
Great. Thank you, Bohan, for sharing that on video games. Questions, comments about Bohan's topic? Ashley?
Just a clarifying question. When you say that video games don't cause addiction, are the symptoms like, because there are some symptoms when people play video games or else their parents say they're addicted, are the symptoms totally different or less severe?
So the question is about the symptoms of when you are addicted for those 1%. Or is that what you're asking?
I'm asking about the people who aren't actually addicted but seem addicted, whether because they can't seem to stop playing or because of some other reason. Are their symptoms totally different from the actual symptoms of addiction, or are they just less severe than actual addiction?
Okay.
Less severe.
Okay, so and that's why you're saying it should be like minimal. That's why you came up with that 30 minutes, because if you limit to that, you won't have all those effects. Is that correct, Bohan?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Eric? Do you have a question, a comment?
One thing I will say is that, what have been your experiences with video games? Because I know that from our one-on-one meetings that me and you really like these things.
That was going to be my question. What has been your experience with video games, Bohan? You took my question.
What do you mean by experiences?
Like your personal experience with this. How has it affected you? Have you seen these things? Like what you talked about, there's all these positive effects of it, and there hasn't been any negative. You referenced a bunch of studies, but what about for yourself personally?
Well, I don't think it has any negative effects on me, but I don't know about positive effects.
You haven't seen the positive effects. Okay. Okay. Other questions? Yes, last question from Eric. What do you got?
this is a little bit off topic. I very apologize to Bohan. The topic was interesting. It's just that what do we rate ourselves on the audience feedback awards?
Oh, what do you rate yourself on the audience feedback award? I mean, I think self-rating, we want that in there. So as you put in like, hey, I thought I did 90, I'm convinced by this, or like, you know what, I could have done better. I do want your own vote in there. So put in your own thought. All right, thank you for that clarifying question. I should have answered that earlier. Bohan, mom, what do you, reactions, thoughts?
5.
No, Bohan's mom.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, so I want to first to say Bohan kept his writing as a surprise, as a secret from me. So this is the first time I was able to hear the whole speech. I don't know if that's the same for other presenters, but that's him. As Teacher Glenn said, I really like it. There's a full of facts based on research, right? And a good reasoning behind it. And so I think it's a very well said. Even Bohan chose to not show his face. I think we can all tell this is a passionate subject for him and some other audience. I think it's really great because I think most people, adults, right, are also blind about our passions, and he actually chose this subject he cares about and the reason about this. I think it's a great thing to do. I'm really proud because I see this takes a lot of courage, right, to own your opinion, to put your opinion out there, to accept other people's reaction to your opinion, and then letting alone influence others. So I think it's really well done for Bohan and everybody else. And one thing I'm hoping for is Bohan will share his opinions more often because they're really well thought through and they're really worthy. So good job. I'm so proud of what the whole group can achieve together. I don't think I can achieve that with Bohan together, but I'm really proud of the whole group together. I think you guys form a good bond together. I really love the conversations and the questions. Yeah, there. Thank you so much.